And here we are again. Live outside. Unfiltered energy. Ow. Shoot. Well, oh, wow, we don't want that. We don't want that either. Whew. Here's to a good stream. All right, now. Please, Heavenly Father, let this be an uplifting stream. A stream with your presence. Please help those that are struggling with addiction, alcoholism, post-traumatic stress disorder. Lead them to the light out in their darkness. Please, God, give me the strength, wisdom, guidance to be the facilitator in this stream. This stream is not about me. It's about the people that join me. That is the most important. Amen. All right. I don't know if... Okay. Hey everybody, this is Rock Queen 71 coming at you live from my headquarters in Oklahoma. How's it going? It's Monday night RAWR outside live with unfiltered energy. I look good, right? That doesn't sound narcissistic at all. I said a prayer before everybody showed up. We might do a prayer again. Yeah. It is nice out. I'm glad that I'm outside. You know what I mean? It gives me a sense of peace and tranquility. You know, I try to come out here every day. But yesterday, I couldn't come outside. I was just too... But today is a different day. I feel good about myself. Hi, Levi. How are you? Nice to see you. How is it in your neck of the woods? It's beautiful back there. Nice and green and everything. Sometimes you just have to go outside and just experience nature and just take in the fresh air and just remind yourself life is beautiful. It really is. I mean, yesterday I really beat myself up over some I coined the phrase intelligent God. Hi Lisa, how are you? Your grandfather is having surgery for a pacemaker for his heart, so please pray for him. My husband that passed away 15 years ago had a pacemaker. And yeah, I hope all goes well for him. Any surgery is major. Louis James. Well, I pray to God that Louis James has a successful surgery and may he have a full recovery. In Jesus' name we pray. Yeah. So I think we've all beat ourselves up over something stupid we've done in our lives, you know, and I'm one of them. I sometimes it's like, you know, I cut myself down and the other night I only blamed myself. I didn't blame any viewers. I didn't blame any like YouTube or whatever. I just like, no, it was all me. I got myself into it. You know, when you're in recovery, as long as you have, as I have, you know, it's easy to be forthright on admitting that I'm wrong. Now, in the past, I had a hard time admitting I was wrong and I didn't do anything. Oh, why is this happening to me? You know, victim. Oh, yeah, this sucks. You know, chip on my shoulder. And, hi, Young. How are you? Welcome to Monday Night RAWR, live outside. Hi, Squatch. How are you? Let me give everybody a cyber love hug. Oh, so am I. Young, so am I. Cyber love hug. Whoa. Life is beautiful. With all my mistakes I've done in the past, life is beautiful. When we actually cut ourselves down for the mistakes of the past, we can't do anything about the past. Right? We all know that, but we still go back there and say, oh, we should have not done that. And even when I know for myself, like the other night, I kept pushing the envelope with certain things, okay? And I know I was. And then when I was held accountable, I'm like, is this really worth losing my message or the Queen's Light Brigade's message for? No, it's not. Because all you guys that show up here, you appreciate the Queen's Light Brigade. You appreciate the friendships you're making. You know, you appreciate our talks. And I appreciate you guys very much, more than you'll ever know. I mean that. You know, and there's going to be some changes, you know, with certain things with the live stream and whatever. The past is history, the present is a gift, and the future is a mystery. How do you know? Let me ask you this, Young. How do you know that saying? It's true. And what happens here in this space matters. You matter. You are being seen. You are being heard. And whatever's going on in the world is going on in the world. And this is our space. This is the Queen's Light Brigade space. Hi, Dominus. How are you? I think it's, he may use it in a song, but I think it is a regular saying. No, I haven't listened to one Gucci Mane song in my life, so maybe I should, just to say I did hear a song from him. Yeah, Gucci is so philosophical with his songs. Oh. And then all of a sudden, you know, here's a heavy metal rocker chick, next chunky from Jersey, saying, yeah, well, it's a common, you know, saying, sort of, wow. All these rappers, you know, they come up with these phrases and these rhymes and whatever, and it's like, oh, he's so freaking smart. Oh, he's so cool. He's so philosophical, right? But in reality, they're just pulling phrases and all that stuff from life, from what they heard, you know. Hi, Mike G. How are you? Mike GG, 1992. That's when my daughter was born, Christy. Welcome to Monday Night Raw. Roar. I'm not a wrestling fan. I'm really not. So, I just want to ask you this. Did anybody see, like, and we're not going to get political, did anybody see the UFC fight on Paramount Plus? I just saw one clip of the event, and I'm like, whatever. You know. But for those that don't know me, I welcome you to the Queen's Light Brigade. This is not about me. It's about the soldiers. Oh my God. YOLO septic. I did in my past, and I think if I had enough Java Monster in me and adrenaline running through my veins, yeah, I could kick ass. Even with my bad back. How are you, YOLO? It's funny, and I'm gonna tell you this. A couple years ago, I bought the UFC video game. And you know how they had the career at first? Right? So I did the career and whatever. I couldn't even make it to the you know, the starter house or whatever it's called. Because these punks kept just, I'm like, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I gave up. I played a few regular matches, outside the career and stuff, and I still got beat up real bad. I could never win a fight on UFC video game. I was like, screw this. I have enough hard of a time beating myself up in real life. Hi, Dale. How are you? So, for those that don't know me, I'm Rock Queen 71 coming at you live from my headquarters in Rockville, Oklahoma. This is live outside Monday Night RAWR. And if you see Bigfoot out there, let me know. He lurks around. I've been off cracking heroin since 2004, alcohol since 2011. And the only reason why I stream, guys, is to help others. That's it. Dish? That's not Dish, that's Dow. Honey? Oh, there he is. How you doing, Dish? I loved what you said a few hours ago about you guys going to the cattle farm. I like it, and it's always his reaction. No. See, he's the straight man. I'm like, the jokester, the prankster, right? And all that stuff. Just like, they had a show way back in history where in the golden age of television, they had a show called the Burns and Allen Show with George Burns and Gracie Allen. And Gracie Allen was like the prankster, the jokester, whatever. And George Burns was the straight man. Even like what? With his birthday bash, when about me yelling and all that, and at the end I'm like, well, I'm the voice of wisdom, and just his reaction, he's like, what are you, I love my husband very much. He lived to be 100 and smoked cigars like 80 years. Yeah. He wanted to have his birthday celebration at the Royal Albert Hall in England. But I think he missed it because he died. I'm going to tell you, wait, hold on, Dish. I'm going to tell you this. I think Jim smoked for 10 years of cigarettes, thanks to me. If you know what I'm talking about, secondhand smoke and all that stuff. What's there's filtered cigars. They're a lot cheaper, and no, they didn't pay me to say this, by the way. I always have to say this because, how YouTube is. I get my cigarettes, I call them cigarettes, even though they're filtered cigars, okay? I get my cigarettes on the internet. These are about $9.99 a carton. Yes, I did. Dish. I did before everybody showed up. So these are $9.99 a carton. Instead of paying 11, $15 for a whole. No, they're not. No. They're not. No. They're not blunts. They're not spliffs, nothing. Okay? I don't do California sober. Hi, Extend. How are you? Well, you came to the right place. Yeah, all right. Oh. Did I make a mistake with that? Anyway, the reason why now you can't get regular cigarettes like Marlboro, Newport, Chesterfields, Camels on the internet because Obama signed a bill saying that people couldn't buy cigarettes on the internet. However, you can buy filtered cigars on the internet. Do you know why? Do you know why that is? Because a lot of senators, a lot of government personnel smoke cigars. Menthol Maverick cigarettes are the best. I've had menthol cigarettes. I used to smoke Cools way back in the day. Mama Snoop, what's up? Go Cubs! Who are they playing? Wait, I want to talk to you about something. Mama Snoop, I love you. I've been mentioning you a lot lately. Cyber love hug. I've been mentioning you a lot lately because I give credit where credit's due. Because you talked about men's mental health or Men's Health Month. And I want to thank you. Nope. Go Mets! Go Mets! Go Mets! Go Mets! Are you that surprised, Mama, that I'm rooting for the Mets? I actually went to Citi Field a few times when I was in Jersey and stuff. And when everybody hit a home run, the Big Apple would show up. Home run! Go Mets! But my baseball team was the Yankees back in the 70s and 80s and 90s, maybe, but since George Steinbrenner passed away and all that, it's not the same. You're not surprised? Hey, you want to bet on it? You want to bet on it? What inning is it? Let's bet on it. Listen, if I lose, Mama, if I lose, I have to try to do I don't know. I have to do like a crazy safe stunt Like maybe do a cartwheel or something. Wouldn't that be something? I'll end up in the hospital. If I lose, if the Mets lose, you have to tell me. Okay? Well, we're going to have fun with this. I don't even watch baseball anymore. I still love watching the Little League World Series, though. But so is the bet on, Mama? I think you're going to lose because the Reds are up. No, no. What? No. I don't have another phone on me right now. Are you serious? Do you remember back in 1986 where the Mets won the World Series? They were called the Miracle Mets, and Chuck Knobloch hit the winning hit. You remember that? Thanks, Jan. Those were the good old days. Now baseball sucks. They're trying to implement AI and they had to challenge the rules. Well, they did that, but like it's like football where the umpire has to go through to this booth where two security guards stand, and they have to look and see if they made the right call or not. Bullshit! That's why baseball is dying. Mama, you should, if you guys like baseball, you should check out the Savannah Bananas. They're fun to watch. And they put a spin on baseball. And it's family friendly. And they've grown a lot. And so look up Savannah Bananas. The first game I watched, I actually cried. Because way back when I was a kid, I played 11 years Little League Baseball, boys Little League Baseball, in Denville, New Jersey. And I was the second girl in 10 years to make it to the majors, and then the first girl to make it to the seniors. And they were actually scouting me for Babe Ruth League because my whole thing was I wanted to be the first woman on the Yankees. You want to talk about wrestling? Why is that? I'm not a wrestling fan. I'm really not. They used to call my son Slugger Dugger. become boring. I still like watching Little League World Series, okay? All that. Heather, what's up? I want to talk to you, Heather. Hold on. Heather. Cyber love hug. Heather, I want to say to you, you commented on my short saying, I hope you feel better. That was a couple of months ago where I had the tube up my nose and I thought I was dying of sepsis and all that stuff. Okay? But thank you. You know, all right, wait, hold on. Well, all right, wait, hold on, guys. I'm getting button happy. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right, wait a minute. Heather said, hold on. Heather says, I went to go see my dad, but he ended up in a hospital. He has an infection in his lung from the radiation. He did so. We don't know how long he's going to be around. I've been upset this morning. Oh, Heather. Oh, wow. Were you there? Were you there and then he had to go? Or he had to go to hospital before you got there? Heather, we are for you and your dad. Let's pray, guys, okay? Let's pray. Thank you, Lies and Clippin'. I'm Rocktastic. Thank you, Project. We're gonna pray for Heather's dad. You can join in. You don't have to. It's not a, like, if you don't pray with us, we're gonna ban you type thing. If you want to join, you can. If not, that's fine. Okay? So, dear God, please have Heather's father in your care and watch over him and do what he needs to heal. And please give Heather comfort, strength, and may she give her father strength and love. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen. So, well, baseball isn't the sport you should really be watching if you want to see fights. Yeah, it's hockey! Lou Piniella from the New York Yankees, in recent years, he's retired, but he was the manager of the Mariners, and he used to be like Earl Weaver. Earl Weaver was the coach of the Baltimore Orioles, and he used to go to play and fight with the ump and kick the dirt around on home plate and whatever. The same with Billy Martin from the Yankees. Billy Martin was tragically killed on On Christmas Day, he was driving drunk of course. And he used to do the same thing. Thanks, Dish. Rage Princess. How are you? Let me introduce myself to you. I'm Rock Queen 71 coming at you live from my headquarters in Rock Roma. How's it going? It's Monday. It's Monday Night RAWR. And I've been off crack and heroin since 2004, alcohol since 2011. I am human still. I go through depression, anxiety, panic attacks, I think a little OCD. I have back pain issues, and the only reason why I stream is to help others. I don't do this for the fame. I don't do this for the money. People nowadays, they need a place to go to get away from all the white noise, to get back into laughing again, building friendships, relating to one another. You know, we, the Queen's Light Brigade, we lift each other up. We support each other. We pray for each other. We love on each other. You know, and sometimes we just talk. You know, June is post-traumatic stress disorder month, and thanks to Mama Snoop, June is also Men's Health Month. So check on your men, guys. If you have a husband, you have a boyfriend, you have a brother, you have an uncle, you have a neighbor, please check on them and actually talk to them. Look. The only hockey I really got involved with was Blades of Steel. You can actually watch me and my son play Blades of Steel. It was an old NES game. And Sean and I had a good time playing that game. So check out my my video with my son, Blades of Steel. It brought back a lot of memories for me, and it brought back a lot of quality time with Sean and I. Hi, Di, how are you? Cody's like darkness. Your comments should be added to the community section, but she doesn't have one. I have a community post section. I do. I put, if people are requesting prayer, or I put, like, a reminder of June is post-traumatic stress disorder month, or, you know, various things. So yeah, I do have a YouTube community post. So Heather, what hockey team do you like? I love you, Heather. Stay strong, okay? If you need anything, and I mean anything, you let me know. Okay? I love you. Alright? I love you, Heather. Cyber love hug. Cyber healing hug. Buffalo Sabres. Yeah, I've heard of them. For me, it was like pretty much the New Jersey Devils. Yeah. Love you. So, Rage, how are you? He's like me. I'm from Jersey. What do you expect? Boston, what's up? How are you? Are you watching? Are you watching any baseball game with the Red Sox? I'm rocktastic. Boston, Bill, welcome back. Cyber love hug. Nope. Well, the Mets are playing the Cincinnati Reds, and I'm losing. I said to Mama Snoop, I said let's bet. And I said if I lose, I have to do a crazy safe stunt, right? She's like, well, you're losing 9-0. I'm like, what? And it's fourth inning. Let's see. Whoop. Thanks, Dish. What's going on in my neck of the woods? Life! It's beautiful out here. It really is. It's, you know, the weather is just right. It really is. You know, one day, I would like to put on my sneakers and all of us can go out there and search for Bigfoot. You know what? Yeah. Can you post? I think you have to put exclamation point heist rage yeah, it's very funny. It's very funny that you know, ever since Trump dropped, you know, the UFO files and all that crap, you know, people are seeing Bigfoots and clusters in Ohio, and then, you know, Oregon, and, you know, the Oklahoma octopus and Dogman, and that stuff, it's crazy. I'm on my phone, so I don't know if this is gonna work. Rage. If it doesn't work, Rage and stuff, it usually works when I'm in my studio. So how is everybody doing today? Inquiring minds want to know. I feel so much better from yesterday. I had a long night the other night. And I haven't done that in a while. And nah. Then I had to beat myself up, right? After that. But it's okay. I feel rested. I'm my energetic self. I don't have any Java monster though. Boo. You know. Oh, wait a minute. Rage, it does work. Rage Princess, it does work on here. How about that? Rocktastic. That's awesome. Yeah, but one of these days, I like to take you back there and just walk around. And, you know, we almost lost this whole area about a year and a half ago from a wildfire. And we almost lost our house. And that wildfire, I never been in a wildfire before except for my studio and, you know, and all that stuff. And it was surreal. And, but everything, you know, rejuvenated itself, came out green, right? We didn't lose the house. That's something that I'm grateful for. But I think my husband and I suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder, which is June, and June is post-traumatic stress disorder month. I don't know if he still suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder, still from the wildfire. Every time I see a wildfire on the news, like from California or Georgia or wherever else, I turn it immediately off. I don't want to see it. But however, the Queen's Light Brigade, we, not just me, you guys, you guys, the Queen's Light Brigade, we are trying to create a wildfire change to diminish the darkness in the world. I know we're not trying to get all the darkness in the world, but we're going to fight like hell to get rid of it. We're a good wildfire. I hear a plane. Yeah, so life is good, guys. Life is good. Life is beautiful. You know, sometimes you just have to live life on life's terms. And you just gotta flow with it. You know, we all go through hardships too, like Heather with her father. You know, my back. You know, look at those 11, 12 people that died the other day when they were going to go skydiving. Hi, Thomas, how are you? And that's true too, Dish. You have to weather the storm. And you have to keep pushing yourself, right? Let me ask you this, and you don't have to answer this, but what's one of the worst experiences or bad times you've had in your life? I'm just curious. And how did you get through it? I'm rocktastic. Where are you from, Thomas? So Dish said DUI depression. Hey, Mimi, what's up? Thomas, Mimi, let me give you a cyber hug. Cyber love hug. How are you, Mimi? Nice to see you. Hang in there, stay strong. Me, Alaska, now New Hampshire. Don't, oh my. Darkness, no. Oh my God. So you live in Alaska? I think darkness has been button happy. For how long, Thomas? My husband always wanted to take a cruise in Alaska. And you heard about, I'm sure you watched the Alaskan bush people, I think, and that Matt passed away. Zalgo? Who's that? Hi, White Snake, what's up? Now, I never watched the Alaskan bush people. I've watched shows like that every once in a while. But when I saw that on my feed, people can be so crappy, okay? And he was going, I don't know the whole story with him and stuff like that, okay? But everybody on here on the internet gets bullied, and it's like, you know, when people are down, they just keep kicking them and kicking them and kicking them. And he just was at that breaking point, right? And I didn't see. I was a bear chaser at remote gold mine camp. Never watched the shows. Lived it for 25 years. Did you find any gold? And I can't imagine why you don't. It's all scripted too in a way, but it's like when people live by casinos. It's like they don't gamble. It's like, yeah, whatever. They don't go to Las Vegas because they have it right at home. I want to tell you a story, Thomas. All right. Tell me what you think of this. I used to live in Jersey. Okay? And one day, I took a walk up to the shopping center by me. I lived in Landing, New Jersey. All right, just to give you an idea. So I decided to walk up to the Pathmark Shopping Center, but I took a shortcut through the woods. Now, in my area, we have bears. All right. So I went to do some shopping. I came out, and I was going to take the shortcut home, and guess what showed up? I wish I had my video camera on me. Okay? I was on the path, and all of a sudden, I don't know how old this bear was. I think he was maybe a year old, 2. I don't know. But he popped up, and I looked at him. He looked at me. I said, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go this way. You're going to go that way. I was talking to the freaking bear. I think we just scared each other, because he didn't run after me or what. And I walked very slow. And he turned back around. But, and my husband that passed away 15 years ago said, you're not going to go that way again. Hi, Quick Shoe, how are you? Happy anniversary to you and your wife. Cyber love hug. I hope things are well with you. I missed you, buddy. And you had a baptism too, right? With one of your grandkids? Did, Quick Shoe? All right, so Thomas says, bears typically want nothing to do with you, except if they have cubs. Guarding a food source or surprise one. Usually they walk away. Yeah, because I was walking, and he popped up from a small knoll, and we were looking at each other, and I just and I was talking to it, like I do all the other animals I come in contact with. I'm like Snow White, Anyway, so and I just kept walking because they say if you run, they'll chase after you. So I was just, oh my God, But in Landing, they have an apartment complex. in Landing, New Jersey. And there was a couple of times where black bears, or not, maybe, I think brown bears, were in that apartment complex. There was one instance where this bear was chasing after a little kid. But my mother, okay, was chasing after the bear. She got her camera, like, oh, there's a bear, there's a bear. That's how my mother is. But Thomas, I'm going to say this. In New Jersey, there's a law, and this started back in maybe 2007, it started, maybe 2008, where they actually have bear season, where these guys can go up to Sussex County, Warren County, Cumberland County, whatever, and shoot these bears. Okay? I was very outspoken against it because a lot of people are saying, oh, bears are nuisances. They go in our garbage. They come around our yards and all that stuff. Well, it was the bears' land first before we built things up. You know what I mean? And that some of them use AR, the machine guns. Bullshit. I said something on Facebook about it on Channel 12 News. Yeah, and it's during like October, Christmas area, around there, like, and so every time they announce it or have news about it or whatever, I I used to turn it off. That's when I was back in Jersey. Sad, But yeah, if this is the thing that doesn't make any sense. Say a bear goes to Patterson, New Jersey, like an urban area, out of the blue, right? Because sometimes it happens, right? They'll call animal control, shoot the bear down with a tranquilizer, put it back in the wild up in Sussex County. Thanks, Alan. How are you? Welcome to my stream. Welcome to the Queen's Light Brigade. So, Thomas, you're living in New Hampshire now, right? So what brought you from Alaska to New Hampshire? Last night, our possum, when Jim opened up the door, our little friend Pete the possum showed up and he went underneath the house. Yep, medical is 15 years behind times. So you're in medical? Like you're a nurse or something? Hi, alien. Good thing I'm Canadian. Free health. They also had the May program, which is demonic. Just saying. But welcome from Canada to my neck of the woods, alien. Your home got flooded by the Mendelssohn Glacier last year. So apparently that was a big glacier in Alaska. It was time to go. Love New England, born New York. Oh! We had something in common there, buddy. Not just with the Bears either. I was born in New York State. Orange County, New York. Oh, didn't want to do that. Hey, at least, you know, the Bears have a swimming pool now up in Alaska, right? Thanks to the glacier. Anyway, I'm from New York State. I was born in Warwick, New York State, in Orange County. And, but when, you know, my father's an alcoholic, okay? Yeah! Paul Sr., he shut that down, you know. He's a recovering alcoholic, and so is his son. So Aliens was like Hamilton, Ontario was my birth city. Known as Mafia City. Really? What, the Russian Mafia or the Italian Mafia? Or the Chinese? I met him once. My husband had passed away 15 years ago. We went up there, you know, just for a road trip or whatever. And this is before all this crap happened with them, okay? And so, real nice guy. You know, he was proud of me because I told him I was in recovery and whatever and stuff like that. And he still goes to meetings. But, so yeah, I met him. But I'm going to tell you, Thomas, those bikes that he built are overrated. All right? They're ugly. Anyway, so the Irish and Italian Mafia steel factories, I didn't know that, alien. Cynthia, what's up? Oh, Cynthia, my little Miss Greeter, how are you? Nice to see you. I hope all is well. Are we going to take a road trip, you and I, to Las Vegas? Because what stays in Vegas stays in Vegas. I love you. Cyber love hug! Sister. Tyson, what's up? Tyson, how do I look? I was going to say, how do I look? Huh? How do I look? I'm back to my rocktastic self. Hi, Heather. Utah. Better than I was Hold on, I'm trying. Yes, I'm okay, ma'am. I love you, sister. better than last. I was beating myself up so much. But I did a lot of self-reflection. Hi, Sherry, what's up, girlfriend? Yeah, I mean, I did. Let me give Sherry and everybody a hug. Cyber love hug. Good vibrations hug. Yeah, and we're going to talk about that. I'm outside, and usually when I'm outside, I do the vertical, right? Thomas, thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. God bless you too. Thank you. Much love to you. I hope to see you again. Peace. All right, man. All right, so hi, mermaid. Hi from Maine. I love Maine lobster. You love Maine lobster, mermaid? All right, wait, Mama Snoop, what's the score now with the Cincinnati Reds and the Mets? Is it like 21-0 now? Wait a minute, Tyson. I'm trying to read back here. All right, wait. But as you see, horizontal gets more views. Viewers, what views? Vertical is better. Wait, hold on. Hello from Rocklahoma. How you doing, JK? Thank you very much. A lot of people love my glasses. Yeah, baby, daddy was a lobster man. Yeah. So 9-0, huh? Who's pitching? Like all right, wait. All right. So, it was funny because when I was about to get off and try to get some sleep, everybody was showing up, right? Lisa showed up. And she saw her father and all that. And because her father's in recovery. He has like 15 years sobriety and stuff. And I showed her in the rooms that site. And all that. Because, and she does have insurance, by the way, too. Okay? So, I told her that if she goes on the site and stuff, they can refer her to a rehab. And then we were talking about her father, okay, and stuff. And I said, but you don't talk to your father when your boyfriend's there, right? She said, no, I talked to him outside in the car. And I was like, well, he works, but he doesn't work, his father, right? And I'm just trying to hear her out and stuff. I said, well, we got to come up with a plan here. You know, we all support her, right? But she really has to make the first step. And so I said, well, you have to come up with a plan. And so she doesn't like her father's girlfriend, okay? But I want to tell her that, you know, like, her kids would support her. Well, she left. She left. I just kept going, you know? It's going to take some time. All that. But if not since Sunday, no. Or yesterday. I know, me too. If she can talk to her father, and her father lives an hour and a half away from where she lives. He lives in New Hampshire. Yeah. We just have to be strong for her, pray with her, love on her, and all that. She is sick of it. But see, I know for myself, it was like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. And then I was ambivalent because in her mind, it's like, well, who's going to take care of me? Do you understand what I'm saying? I think that's her big worry. Like, who's going to take care of me? Where am I going to go? You see? I think a lot of addicts and alcoholics, when they try to get, well, that's that too. A lot of addicts and alcoholics and stuff, the biggest reason that they don't want to get clean and sober is, well, I'll like me, it's like, well, you know, how am I going to live without the drugs and alcohol? I've been there, Tyson. I know. I used to make up all excuses, you know. No, Sid. Heroin since 2004, alcohol since 2011. So no, I don't know how to live without the drugs and alcohol. I've been doing it. I hope she comes back tonight, Tyson. How are you, Sith? I don't know, Dish. Oh, I know. Wait, hold on, Dish. I know why you want to do this. Dish, I know why. Moo! That's why, Dish. I'm rocktastic, thank you. Life is beautiful. Where are you from, Sith? Well, that's what I try to do, Tyson. I try to accommodate everybody. I'm old school. I just like the horizontal. Okay? I've only been California. Whereabouts in California? How is it now in California? Gavin, actually, we're not getting into politics right now, okay? We're not like that. But I saw Gavin Newsom actually put out a speech against Trump or whatever. Santa Cruz. Have you lived there all your life? Yeah, Tyson. Wait. He says Trump is targeting him with the DOJ, and yeah, we're not. Listen, said the only reason why I brought that up is because you brought up California. I said, oh well, I just saw a Gavin Newsom speech. Yeah. Are you ready to move out of there, Sith? I'm just asking, all right? I'm not, Hi, chewing gum, what's up? What kind of chewing gum are you chewing tonight? Big red? Big red gum? Cyber love hug! Chewing gum, are you chewing Big Red? I used to love that. That was a cinnamon flavored gum. Yeah. Every time you chew a piece of gum, think of me chewing gum. All right, wait. So, you're not a Newsom fan. He looks like a game show host. One of those campy game show hosts. Like, he actually looks like what the Antichrist might look like. He has that look like that. Just I don't know, something about him. Disclosure Day. I think you would make a great political spokeswoman. Maybe in a wrestling ring or a boxing ring or an M fight. Are you feeling okay, Cynthia? Where am I from? Rocklahoma. I hope you're doing all right, Cynthia. I love you. If you need anything, Cynthia, let me know. Then stay with us for a little bit. Cynthia, let's lift you up. hold on. So Sith is like, no, I love California, but I'm ready to leave to leave though. Just stay for a little bit longer. We love you. So, Sif, I'm going to ask you a question. If you had a place right now where you can go to get the hell away from Gavin Newsom, all right, where would you go? If you had the money, I'm just asking, just out of curiosity, where would you move to? How's the weather, Cynthia, in Georgia right now? It's beautiful here. The weather's nice. It's just right. And no, I don't have any Java Monster, which is... I still have my coffee. Wow. Carney, what's up, buddy? Carney! Carney! Cyberlove! Hug! It's not like, you know what? That sounded more like a NASCAR car than a motorcycle. Oh my God. How are you, Carney? Cynthia says, I thought I made a friend. He wanted me to send a pic of me. I told him I was not pretty at all. He kept on. I sent him a pic of me, and I haven't heard nothing from him. I didn't think looks matter. Look at me, Cynthia. I'm rocktastic. Look at me, Cynthia. See, I can self-deprecate. Deprecate. This man, what is it? You know. I'm gonna say this, Carney. I'm doing pretty darn good. I actually had a rough night the other night, and I was beating myself up over stuff, but I forgave myself. I owned up to my mistakes. You know, when you have this much recovery that I do and stuff, it's automatic. Your mods have my permission to post on my channel. All right. How do you do that? How do you do that? How are you? Are you on the road, or are you still in Albuquerque? That event passed, right? Because it was in May. So that's way past, right? If you need any posting, Carney, on anything, you let me know. You know I'll do it. You're getting on with your life, right? Carney, I'm going to say this. I love you. And just by you being here is enough. Okay? And one day at a time, that's right. It's not a bot, Dish. It's not a bot. All right, wait, Carney. Oh, God. I'm trying. All right. Carney, have you wondered where I've been? Like, on the other side? If you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention any names or anything. I just don't want to just... Astine. I'm... Astine. I'm not... Listen. I don't... I'll send you an email. Okay? And I'll just tell you the gist of what happened. It started it actually started a couple months ago with one little phrase. And actually it was funny because Dishpan, when I explained the situation a couple months ago, whatever, okay? Even Dish understood what I was talking about. Because after I spoke about Sean, my son, okay? My son's going through a hard time with addiction, with meth, fentanyl, alcoholism. He's so homeless, whatever, okay? And this troll came by on the coffee breakthrough. And his name was Hector. All right, I'm not trying to snub you off, Cynthia. I love you. Oh, I love you. I hope you get out of your funk. Email me, please. And, you know, you have us, Cynthia. You have us. And you know that. So anyway, so I said, and the troll's name was Hector. And so he said to whoever on the panel, because I was on the panel, you were there too. Anyway, so this troll Hector says, well, you look like a Democrat. And then I shot back. I said, well, you look like a Democrat because you sound like a jackass. And then Smoke and Sick Bastard was like, oh, no, you crossed the line, Rocket. Oh, you can't say that. Oh. You were there, and then right after that, you said, yeah, there's no political talk on here. There's other channels, whatever you said. I'm not blaming you, Corny, but it was funny because Dean we were close, okay? But he just sat there and he said nothing. And I felt like I was ambushed. I didn't do anything wrong. And right after that, I felt so uncomfortable. Right? But yet, sick bastard, before what I said, well, Hector, I had your mom last night. You know what I mean? They said nothing about him saying that, you know? But anyway. And then I wrote Dean a message saying, I think you need to take your personal inventory, and yeah, maybe I came off as attacking him, okay? But he said to me, I'm not trying to create drama. I'm not trying to be a drama queen. I'm not trying to be a crash out queen, whatever that stupid freaking phrase is. I'm not about that. But he said, well, if you want, we can talk on, like, say, StreamYard or FaceTime or whatever, right? And I really had to step back for a few days. Okay? So I didn't answer him. And then when I felt like I was ready, I answered him. Well, he blocked me on his phone. He blocked me on Instagram. He probably blocked me on YouTube. I'm like, what the hell is that? And I couldn't get it. And I was, you asked Jim. Sorry. You asked Jim, or even Dishpan. I was so heartbroken over this crap. Because I felt I was standing my ground, and it was just one little comment, and then I felt like I was exiled from the coffee break crew. Then I tried to reach out to a couple people. Say, can you talk to Dean for me? Can you, you know? So I'll write you. See, but you know, it is what it is. You know, but talk about getting triggered. I'm not blaming you, Corny. I'm not. But I had to be the one to say that, well, have you wondered where I've been? You know, and then this comes up, and it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. I do, but Corny, I do pray for him and you, all you guys, and I have forgiven him on stream several times, and I'm like, I forgive you, Dean. I love you. I hope we can actually talk about what happened and just forgot the whole freaking fiasco, chaotic situation never happened. And the thing about it is, he's in recovery, and I'm being more of a class act than he is. To a certain extent, you know, but Honda's shade tree. I'm not telling Honda's shade tree. You might have to pay me $1 million. I know, but Carney, I didn't say anything wrong. Even Dishpan, when I told the situation, got the joke. And then Dean's like, well, I know you're going through a lot with your son and whatever, but, you know, being the way you're... I'm like, what? So I feel like I was exiled from the coffee break crew for no reason at all. Oh, all right. Thanks, sis. But the thing is, Carney, we talked a lot at times. You know what I mean? We talked a lot, like, I'm talking about off camera. Like, you know, we would talk about recovery. We were even going to do a show together about recovery and whatever. He even praised, and listen, I'm going to say this. I'm not trying to keep score or anything, okay? I'm not trying to be like that. But I put my heart and soul into certain things, okay? And I felt that and we were gonna try to do a recovery show together, okay? And I had things in the hopper about Java Jet and him. And when I go on my computer, your birthday, Sherry, right? I know you have too. You enjoyed them, Carney. Then we had to figure out something for you, Sherry. What are you gonna do? You gonna see the Chippendales? Or Thunder Down Under? You need cake? You need cake. You need the Chippendale dancers to put the cake all on them so that... Oh, never mind. See how twisted I am? I'm from Jersey. But, Carney, you were there. You know, and the hurt isn't there as much. Okay, I forgave Dean, and all right, but the grieving process, you know what I mean? It's a different thing. It comes in waves, you know what I mean? I don't have no radio out here. Well, good for you, Levi. I have no radio. Otherwise, I would have done it. But Corny, I don't think for me. I can sing too. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, set the wood on fire. There you go. I know Sherry's too cool. She's my girl. See, hold on. You know what we need? We need to get a list on everybody's birthday. Of everybody's birthday. Send me I have to send you an email anyway about. So what are you planning out, Carney, for your birthday? I think so because I was in a metal band back in the 80s. I was a backup singer. I was a drummer. That's why, but I love to sing. I used to be in the church choir and everything when I was a kid. Yeah, all right, hold. See, yeah, I know what you're trying to do, Sherry. I see it. You're like, yeah, I love your shirt, Rocket. Stand up so we can see it. Oh, by the way, dance for us. Here we go. I think that was a little bit too close up for comfort. Because, you know, you know why? I didn't mean to make it that too close for comfort. Carney, wait, hold on. Hold on, Carney. Listen, real quick. If you just have Dean by yourself on StreamYard or whatever, just mention, where's Rocket? Or just say, or I don't know how you would say it or whatever. Okay? Please? I love you, brother. Thank you. Thank you for dropping by. Corey. Cyber. Love hug. That still sounds like a freaking race car instead of a freaking motorcycle. Heather, what's up? Heather, I love you. I hope you're feeling better. I hope your father's doing well. I've been thinking about your father while I'm talking to everybody else on here. How are you? Cyber love hug! I can't see it. Jamie, what's up? Jamie! Oh, Jamie. Cyber love hug. Good. How's your father, do you know? I told you my father had cancer, right? He had a brain tumor. Well, I was 16. And he had a brain tumor, but to me, he just died from alcoholism, okay? He died from everything. But they gave him radiation treatments. You know, and he did the radiation treatments so he could have a good visit with me 2 weeks before he died. You know, losing a parent at any age is tough. So if you need to talk to me, Heather, he's hanging in there. They had to put them on a different medicine that wasn't fighting the infection. It's brutal. All right, Chip. I didn't. Darkness, I swear. Sorry, Chip. I don't know what this. It's because you were maybe writing paragraphs or something like that. Seemed like a rush, stress, and risk. A quick hello to say you're awesome. Thanks, Chip. Thanks for dropping by. I really appreciate you. How's the weather? Perfect. The temperature's just right. You know, it's just, it feels really good to be out here with all you guys. I hear you, Chip. I go through insomniac episodes, believe me. It's tough. But sometimes you just have to put down the phone and, you know, drink water and just lay there. And just try to close your eyes. And don't have any animals on your bed. Like, you know, cats or dogs or whatever, because I think that's what ruins my sleep sometimes. I think it ruins my husband's sleep sometimes. I appreciate your Chip. Oh my God. Thanks, Will. Thanks, May. Yeah, I love them myself. They're my signature sunglasses. Coming to a store near you. Yeah, right. Heather, I'm going to tell you something. A few years ago, hold on. I hate flying and about to do 4 planes in a week. Are you a pilot? or you're a mechanic. My mother used to work for Cessna, or Aircraft Radio. Hi, Kenneth. What's up? What's going on in Michigan? What's going on in Taylor, Michigan? How you doing, buddy? Great to see you. Hello to Kenneth, everybody. He's from Michigan. I have bad luck with men from Michigan, I'm telling you. But he's a good one. Quiet. I tried, Kenny. I didn't mean to call you Kenny, by the way. I meant to, but... Life is good. Hello, young lady. Keep on smiling. Make others wonderful. What you up to? Hi, Kate. Right? Kate Smith. I'm doing rocktastic. I'm in a good place. I'm enjoying our conversation. You know, this is what the Queen's Light Brigade's all about, guys. Creating a wildfire of change to diminish the darkness in the world. And I know we're not going to get all the darkness in the world, but we're going to fight like hell to get rid of it. Oh, you're no pilot, but you're... Just not Ken from Ken and Barbie, right? Kenneth... or Kenny Rogers. But see, I know you guys, when you come in, and there are trolls that come in, okay? But we go with the flow and just bam, bam, bam. Diminish their darkness, right? But I know why you come on here. Because you're so through with the negativity, with the psyops, with just the white noise. You're sick of the darkness. You want somewhere to just talk, enjoy some conversation, maybe have some laughs, lift people up, help people too. You don't have anybody, to be honest. You don't have at least one friend or family, Chip? You have people here. You have me, you have Dishpan, you have Kenny, you have Heather, you have Sherry, you have everybody in the Queen's Light Brigade. And I mean that. We're trying to do good in the world. And there's people like yourself, Chip, where it's like you hang around with your bunch of friends and all they talk about is negative stuff. And they pull you down, especially if you have an opinion about something. And they're like, don't talk about that stuff, that's bullshit, and whatever. Right? And then you wonder, why am I even with them? Because my friends don't have the same values as me. Chip says, say bless Rocket. You do. I'll reach out. You're good. I'm here for you. Heather's like, you have to stay strong. It's a spiritual warfare going on, guys. It is. And I tell you, almost every stream, it's a spiritual warfare. And I invite you to actually maybe pick up a Bible, dust it off that you haven't read in a while, or go online or whatever, and you know, just pick the Bible up and learn about what it says in there, because it is the book of life. You know, don't be afraid to give yourself to Jesus. You know, what your friends say or what your family says don't matter. It doesn't. If you want to have a relationship with Jesus, ever since Charlie Kirk got assassinated and stuff, I mean, I was a spiritual person from the get-go, okay? Even in my addiction, I still believed in God, okay? I still believed he was watching over me because I should have been dead years ago, okay? He gave me the gift of recovery to help you guys out, to share my experience, strength, and hope with you guys, so you too can have a better life. So you too can experience life without the drugs and alcohol. I've been off crack and heroin since 2004, alcohol since 2011, and I still know how to have a rocktastic, a wild, crazy time. Yeah, I do. Ask Jim, he knows. Dishpan knows, to a certain extent. You know? Life is not a dress rehearsal, guys. We only have one life. And unfortunately, some of my friends overdosed or committed suicide. And a lot of addicts, alcoholics, or people just would, you know, that couldn't take the stressors anymore, you know, decide to take their own life. Unfortunately, they died so others can live, so we can learn from them. You know what I'm talking about? It took me a long time to get where I'm at today. Yeah. Same with you, Heather. And I'm going to tell you a story, Heather. I should have been dead years and years ago. My mother, okay, had a couple of miscarriages before me, all right? So she finally got pregnant with me. Yay! Right? Well, I was coming out of the embryonic sac, right? And so that's where you get, like, you know, the fetus, the baby gets its nutrients, and it's, you know, it's like a cocoon in a way, right? So I was coming out of the embryonic sac. So her doctor, Dr. Rizzi, and he was an alcoholic, right, said to my mother, there's a experimental surgery we can do for you not to lose the baby. This was up in New York State, by the way. So she went for it because she was desperate to have a baby, right? So what Dr. Rizzi did was he sewed me back up in the embryonic sac. When she was in the recovery room, Dr. Rizzi went to my dad saying, don't tell Karen, she might still lose the baby. So I was a miracle from day one. And I was actually in the New England Journal of Medicine because it was an experimental surgery. So yeah, I was a miracle. God did have a purpose for me way back then. So it goes to show you that God was with me throughout all my life. So every day I'm grateful. And my mom never had other kids after me. It was just me. I was enough for her, especially her putting up with me, you know, when I got to be 13 and all that, you know. Yeah. So I thank God every day for another day above ground. I thank God for another day clean and sober. I thank God for my husband. I thank God for you guys, the Queen's Light Brigade. I think we are making a difference in each other's lives. I truly believe that. And it's not just because of me, guys. It's not just because of me. It's you guys. You make the stream. Not me, you. And Heather says, my dad's always been there for me. He has made me a better person in a lot of ways. Yeah! Tell him that. Tell him that. I was with my father and stuff, you know, because the alcohol was a wall. You know? And a certain thing happened. And all that. But I forgave my father. And at least he was remorseful for what he did. Because he could have ended up in prison, but towards the end, he tried to be there for me. But he was fragile himself. You know? But I feel that he's living vicariously through me. With my sobriety. With my recovery. And I know he's proud of me. When I was in the hospital with him, 2 weeks before he died, he said, oh, I'm so proud of you. He even told his neighbor, Marie, that. He had 5 kids. He was married 3 times, twice before my mom. Okay? And out of all the 5 kids, he says, I was the one that he was most proud of. And here I'm, running away from home and doing this and doing, and all that stuff. But, I'm hoping in a way that my father is watching over Sean, because Sean's middle name is Fiske. It's Fiske. And that was my father's middle name. And I hope and pray that my father watches over Sean along with God and along with my husband that died 15 years ago. Yeah, love on your father, And my mom didn't have to do what she did, because they were divorced and plus she had a restraining order on my father or whatever. But she did it because she knew down the line she would probably regret not letting me see my father. It's getting dark, guys. Can you see me? Now you can't. And Heather, I'm going to have to say this too. You can always email me, and you can always come on here, and don't hold things in, okay? Because if you stuff feelings in and all that, it's not going to turn out good. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that for myself when I, stuff in feelings and, things from the past or whatever and stuff, it comes out bad. So you can always talk to me. I love when I come out here with you guys and do live outside, because it's peaceful. It's peaceful for you. Well, not when you're hearing my Jersey raspy heavy metal chick's voice, but it's peaceful. It brings peace to you. It makes you feel comfortable, right? And at ease. I actually have a fire pit that I used to have back here, but now it's in the front. And I'm thinking, well, maybe, if my husband can start the fire and all that, we can have fireside chats or something, in the summer. Like we're all camping or something. Maybe roast some marshmallows, huh? So, yeah, well, now you can see me. Now you can't see me. Now you can't. No, and I, like a couple years ago, I bought these packets where you throw in the fire and it makes the fire like green, blue, red, purple, all that stuff. Real trippy, We can trip without taking acid. How about that? Can you see me? No, you can't. Can you see me? No, you can't. Can you see me? No, you can't. Can you see me now? Yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun. And I know you can't see me now. But you can see me now. My gorgeous Jersey mug. Look at that. With my fire shades. Yeah. This is the face of a Jersey metal chick in recovery. Yeah. I'm a nut, yes. In a fun-loving way. I'm from Jersey, and, life wouldn't be nothing without me, right, guys? That's not narcissistic at all, huh? No, I'm not a narcissist. I'm not a wrestling fan. Oh, yeah. If you're a Bigfoot hunter is for hire. I will tell my husband. He would love to go on a trip with you. Yes, he would. And no, I'm not related to the Bigfoot. To the Jersey... Wait. To the Jersey Devil, yeah. Hell yeah. All right, guys. Remember, I'm just blowing hot air, huh? All right, here you go. This is the face of recovery. This is a woman that wants to be for you when you need help. If you're struggling with drugs, alcohol, depression, anxiety, I will be there for you. Okay? I'm showing you the way so you can get out of that darkness. Okay? We've all been in the darkness. I know I have. Just even, a couple days ago I have. But I'm there for you. Okay? And this is what the Queen's Light Brigade's all about. Wait, what? Now you can't sit. Wait. Did you get bit by one of those Bill Gates tick? You're acting a little more rocktastic than usual, just saying. Maybe it wasn't a tick. Maybe it was a hornet or a wasp. How about that? Huh? Wasp was a cool metal band back in the 80s. Check out Wasp. Maybe I got stung by a wasp. Huh? Blackie Lawless was awesome back then. Now he just looks... But anyway, guys, Please be kind and let's put. Ow! That hurt. You guys, as you can't see me, I'm pulling a John Cena. Yep, you can't see me. You can't see me. You can't see me. No, you can. No, you can. You can't see me. No, you can. All right, all right. Anyway, be kind, guys. All right. I love Janis Joplin, by the way. Fishing. So, wait. Whoops. Nope. No one wanted that. All right. So, please be kind. Ow. The stupid thing's burning my thumb. Please be kind, guys. Let's put human back into humanity. You know, spread the wildfire. Be positive. Help somebody in need. Because it'll help yourself, too, when you're feeling down. You know, you guys are awesome. You know, I'm so proud of you guys. And we are the Queen's Light Brigade. We are creating a wildfire change, guys. We, not just me, you guys too. We are creating a wildfire change to diminish darkness in the world. I know we're not going to get all the darkness in the world, but we're going to fight like hell to get rid of it. So have a good one, guys. Take care. Maybe you'll see me in a few in my studio. Who knows? But love you guys. God bless.